For step number 7, window and door openings, the first thing you want to do is to position one of the houses up front, and you can maneuver by orbiting and panning around to this one house, zoom in, and make it fairly large. And you can pick the front view, which squares it up. I think that's a good idea. So the next thing you want to do is to make sure you are drawing your guidelines and lines on this surface itself. So if you select that surface, you're selecting the base house component, which is made up of 3 other components: the walls, floor, and the ceiling. We have to edit that. And now we're looking at the walls, but we still can't draw on them because we have to edit this component. So I'm going to select that again, right click, and edit the walls component. If I'm going through many components to get to something, sometimes what I will do is to select the surface in which I want to draw the guidelines or the lines first by doing that. And now that I can see all those little dots, that tells me that I'm in the right place to begin to draw my lines. So you can just leave that alone like that. You don't have to deselect it. We're going to lay out some guidelines first by using the tape measure tool. And for this tool, stay away from the center of something like this where it has an end point, and if you come up here, it has the midpoint. Stay away from the midpoint, okay, of these lines here. You can pick anywhere else with those little red grips, okay? So for the header height, I'm going to pick here, and then I'm just moving my mouse down a little bit in the blue direction and typing in 12 inches. And it's the same for the sill height, 12 inches. Okay. And the side of the window here starts 8 inches away from here. So make sure you see a green line there before you type 8, enter. It's the same over here. Everything is symmetrical, 8, enter. Okay. And the width of the window, according to your instructions, is 1 foot 6 inches. But what I like to do sometimes is just convert everything into inches. So 1 foot 6 inches equals 18 inches. So 18, enter. Again, the same over here. 18, enter. Okay. And the space between the side of the window here and the side of the door, the instructions have you do that at 10 inches. So 10, enter. And over here again, 10, enter. All right. So this area here is a window. This is a window. And this area here is a door. And I've marked those out with an X in the instructions. You don't have to draw the X, but you do have to draw the perimeter of the opening. So with the rectangle command, you can just start, make sure it says intersection, pick there to there, intersection. For the door, pick there. You're going to come down all the way down to the bottom, pick there, and pick there and there for the other window. All right. So the next step is to push-pull these openings so we can see inside the building. So with the push-pull command, since that's already selected, we can start with that one. Pick it, and then you see where it says on face, that's what you want. Or you can always type the thickness of the wall, okay, and that was 4.5 inches, and you can see it down here in the distance. So it says offset limited to 4.5 inches, and it says on face. So when you see that, you're good to go. So just pick there. Okay, so now we can see inside, we can see the floor, and we can see the other wall back here. So the trick in push-pull, once you do one distance, it remembers it at 4.5 inches. So all you have to do is to double pick to cut that opening. So come over here, double pick, and there it is. So before we do anything else, we don't need these guidelines anymore. So to get rid of all of them, we can individually go to erase and pick one there, and there, and there, and there. But if you have too many of them and you want to get rid of them all at once, edit, delete guides. Okay? And you have to delete them in the editing mode. So if you get out of the editing mode and try that, it might not work. So we really don't have to do anything else here. We can close this component, right click and close component, right click and close component again. Okay? So the beauty of the component versus the group is that when you back out, all your homes should look alike because this was a component and we copied each component over or arrayed it. And that is one of the basic rules of SketchUp. If you have something two or more alike in a model, then you have to make it a component. And anything you need to change, let's say you made a mistake with something over here, if you correct that mistake, then all of them will be corrected at the same time.